welcome back to my channel. How are you guys all doing? I feel like it's about time I sit down and do another Dyson Airwrap video, because I think the last time I did one of these, which was an updated one, because I've been using it for like 3 years, I think it was about a year ago. So I feel like it's about time I sit down and basically just share more of my tips and tricks on using it. I feel like over the last year, I've kind of learned a little bit more of the hold. My hair's like naturally quite thick and quite heavy, so a lot of the time my curls weren't really lasting, and I speak about this in my last kind of Dyson Airwrap styling video, but I find that the best way to get the best hold is going from wet hair to 80% damp to dry hair, which is I think what they say in most of their tutorials. But I also realised for me personally, even on like days where I have dry hair, I do love styling my hair with the Dyson. So using a like Dream Curl setting spray, which I'll leave like my fave down below and things like that, really helps the hold. But also using these babies has been an absolute game changer. So I got this little pack and loads and loads and loads of little crop clips. It all comes together. I actually can't remember how much it was, but they come with loads of different size rollers. So I've been using these when I've been styling my hair every day with the Dyson. Wet hair, damp hair, dry hair, and they just are game changers, and I can't believe it took me so long to use them on the whole of my head, because I've been using them on my side bangs for years, but I just didn't ever have enough. So we'll leave these linked down below, but honestly, if you are struggling with the hold of your curls, you just need these in your life. So I thought I would do my full head with you guys. I'm gonna like time lapse most clips because it's really, really noisy and I don't wanna just, yeah, blast you guys away. But I am going to use the viewfinder to style my hair because there's no mirror around, so excuse the fact that I'm going to be like looking over here a little bit. But to start with, I like to kind of just part my hair and then do a rough blow dry overall, and then do my hair about 70–80% dry and split it into as many sections as I need to. So depending on how thick your hair is, I tend to do like a section like this, and then I will do these 2 sections separately, so I'll have kind of 4 sections overall, which I'll show you. But let's time lapse drying this to around 80%. I've put on my Grow Gorgeous heat protector oil at the ends, and then I've also sprayed some GHD Curly Ever After heat protector spray, which really kind of helps with the hold of curls. I find that when I don't use it, I notice my curls actually drop a lot faster than they do when I'm using this heat protector. So again, I'll leave those all linked down below, but yeah, let's get drying. So when my hair gets to around 50% dry, I like to use the brush end of the Dyson just to kind of create a very smooth overall kind of dry finish. My hair's gone really, really knotty already, so using this just helps with any of those kind of frizzy bits and baby hairs, and also just helps kind of smooth out areas before going in with the curl barrels, which I actually don't know the exact measurements of mine, but I believe they are the smallest, thinnest ones that you can get for short hair, because there are longer ones that you can get if you've got longer hair, which I'm going to leave my friend Kirsty's video down below for long hair, because the Dyson does work amazingly on long hair and I'm currently growing mine. So at some point I'll do a long hair styling Dyson video, but for now I'm using the shorter kind of thinner barrels, and then I'll leave Kirsty's video if you've got long hair and you kind of want to see how it works on long hair as well, then I'll leave her video down below. But I'm going to use this just to smooth out any areas on my head, and also create a bit of root volume underneath as well by going up and over like that. So the hair is around 80% dry now. I've just sectioned the top section out of the way, and then I usually kind of section it like this as I go, which you'll see, so that I can kind of see what I'm doing at the back of the pieces of my hair, like here. And what I do, I'm going to talk you guys through it without turning it on because it's too noisy, but I basically personally really like to do waves that go away from my face and meet at the back. So I do the barrel arrows away on each side and then switch over the barrels to create more of a kind of blowed out curl look that I think looks a lot more effortless on my hair personally, and when I brush through it I just find it easier to kind of play around with the curls a little bit and get as much volume as possible. However, if I'm doing like an evening glam look, I like to go all the same direction all the way around, and that creates a really kind of like 1960s Great Gatsby blowout curl, which I also love doing as well. Let me know if you guys want me to film that, I'm happy to. But also you could do more of a beachy wave kind of blowout where you kind of alternate the waves as you go, which also creates a really kind of natural beachy curled look with a lot of volume, which I also love doing. However, this for me is kind of my everyday curl that I like doing a lot, and I take around 40 minutes to do my hair with the Dyson when it's wet, and it used to take me probably an hour and a half, but for me personally I've got a lot of hair, and with using like even a curler that I have, it does take me around that amount of time anyway, so for me it's not much difference. So I do spend that much time on the days that I do my hair. So I'm doing my hair today, and then I also will try and leave a picture on the screen here of what it looks like when I've like been wearing it all day and then I sleep in it. It kind of creates a very like dropped out wave, which then makes it great for day 2 hair because then I don't have to do anything to it apart from my side bangs, and that's about it. So it is worth it for me just because then I don't have to do my hair for a couple of days, which is quite nice. But if you guys have any questions about the Dyson, whether it's worth it and things like that, and you just want to talk about it, then feel free to leave any comments down below or send me a DM over on Instagram. I feel like for me personally, it was an amazing investment because I use it every single day. I have a lot of kind of layered short bits of hair now at the front and my side bangs still, and I just find it so easy to use. And when my hair's wet to dry, I don't use anything else. I just use the Dyson, and I have done for the last 3-4 years. So it's been a game changer in my routine at creating a very kind of, I guess, like in salon blowout look, which I've never been able to achieve with a hairdryer personally. So I've got so much use out of it that it's been really worth it and been like a big investment piece for me and my hair. However, I always say to anyone that's like, is it worth it? It just depends how much you do your hair and how you style your hair, and whether you kind of have the time in the morning to get to grips with it, because it did take me quite a while to do it faster and learn the tips and tricks of doing it. So I'm hoping that in some way this video will just make it quicker for you guys if you do invest in it and things like that, just to kind of get those curls to hold straight away from the get-go, because for a very long time I was using it and the curls were just dropping because I wasn't using it right basically. So I hope in some way this helps, but please do message me if you have any questions about it and like how you style your hair and things like that. I'm happy to answer anything I can. Yeah, let's get going before the hair dries too much, and yeah, I'll show you guys how I do this kind of lower section and roll them into place. I use sections around this big, and then I'll do one more and then I join them into the same roller because I actually don't have enough for the whole of my hair otherwise. But when I use the roller, you will see I kind of like brush down through the curl and roll up, because this creates a very, very smooth curl when I end up taking them out at the end. So I will show you guys how I do that. I also blast the hot for 30 to 40 seconds and then blast the cold for around 40 seconds and then catch it before it drops as well. The underneath of the hair is done, ran out of a small roller, so I had to use a little clip there, but it still does the exact same job. And then I'm just using the GHD Final Fix hairspray on that lower section This is one of the kind of like best hold hairsprays that I've found that doesn't make it feel like you've got hairspray in. If your hair does tend to drop a lot more, especially with like the change in season, I feel like when sometimes we have those like humid, like rainy days, my hair just like instantly goes boom like that. And then I'll use a stronger hairspray by Tresemme, which I'll leave link down below, but that does feel like I've got hairspray in my hair. So I tend not to use it unless I have to, because this just feels a lot better on my hair, and then like a few days after it doesn't feel like there's anything in there, which is ideal. But anyway, I'm gonna move on to the top section, and then I'll time lapse when I start moving to the front, because the back is basically just the same concept, but I actually can't see what I'm doing, so I tend to kind of like do a little bit like that. But then again, I'm splitting in as many sections as I can to make it as easy as possible. And then if any of you guys have side bangs, I'll also show you how I do this kind of like side bang style at the front with the roller brush as well. Is in place. And now moving on to the side bangs. This works if you have side bangs, or if you have any kind of short front bits that you like to add a bit more volume that kind of go outwards around your face to shape it. You can also do it with these sections as well. So I leave this little bit till last, and then I'm using a round brush. You can actually use a round brush and a hairdryer for this. It pretty much works exactly the same. So if you don't end up getting the Dyson, this is another way that you can do it with a hairdryer. But I basically do a few different motions. So I'll be going upwards and over this way, and then under and over as well. And I do this a few times just to create as much volume to hair as possible. But to finish with, I go upwards and over, as this creates a really nice volumized side bang that kind of goes out to the sides and away from the face. And then I hold in place with a little kind of medium-sized roller and then hairspray. So I will do that with music on, so you guys don't have to listen to this. Follow me. So I just blasted with the cold, and then I'm just going to catch it in that upwards and over motion like that, and then do the exact same as I was doing throughout. Bring the roller up to smooth the hair, and then roll it back into place like that. And this like cool down process is how you get that volume to last all day, just because they're still very warm. So I tend to leave my hair like this for as long as I can, really. This morning it'll probably be around 10-15 minutes. I'm gonna go make another coffee and do some emails, and that's kind of how I do it. However, sometimes I'll do it before I'm doing my makeup. If it's like a rainy day or kind of damp or windy and things like that, then I tend to do my hair and then do my makeup, because the longer you leave it, the more hold you're gonna get. So just a final hairspray, go make another coffee, and then I'll be back to take these out and show you guys how I style it. So it's been half an hour. I'm going to time lapse taking these out, because I've also got to film on my phone quickly for this little part of taking them out, and then we will do my little kind of like blowout way of making them look very kind of effortless, but also giving them that hold as well. So it's time to take them out. I've had lunch, which was great. I feel like that's the best way to do it, is to have something afterwards that you definitely need to do to be able to keep them in as long as possible. Right, they are all out. I haven't touched the hair yet. I've just been kind of like rolling into the shape that they want to go in. But as you can see, it's very, very, very volumized and quite intense. And this is not usually how I want to have my hair sitting throughout the day. So you can leave it like this if you were going to like an event or something like that. You could leave it just like this on the way and then brush through it when you get there, kind of thing. But I tend to do a little brush through straight away, especially on the side bangs, because they sometimes need like a little bit of a kind of play around with. But I go in with the John Frieda Frizzy Serum, and it's their Touch Up Secret Agent Cream. I've been using this since I was probably 14, I think. I think my dad got me into this because it's amazing for like baby hairs, flyaways, like any kind of frizzy bits. If you naturally have curly hair, this is what my dad and sister use, and they've got like naturally more curlier hair than me. I've got straight hair. But I just use this on the kind of baby hair areas, but also to kind of add a bit more shine and tame any of those like frizzy bits. So I just put like a pea size amount on my hair and then go through with my fingers like so. I tend to do it more on the top layers of the hair and less on the underneath, just because my hair drops when it heats up under my neck, whereas on top it kind of stays like this for a lot longer. But I just kind of go through it a few times, and then I get an open toothed comb and just gently kind of drag through those curls and the top section just to kind of smooth out any areas. But as you can see, literally there's nothing like it. I never get volume like this with anything else other than the Dyson. It's honestly amazing. And yeah, just continue to kind of have a little play around until I'm happy with it. But if you're struggling with like the front sections at all, then sometimes I'll pin the sections like this just for a little bit longer, just so that they kind of go into the shape that I do want. However, I think we're all good. But yeah, that is the hair. Just make sure like all the curls are kind of going in the direction they want to go in. And then I do a last little bit of a spray over, mainly on the side bangs, just so they stay like that. And yeah, that is the hair done. And it will probably stay like this and then drop a little bit by this evening, and then tomorrow it's more of that second day hair look that I would have uploaded a picture of on the screen here as well. But yeah, that is the hair. Very, very happy. And I hope in some way this was helpful to any of you guys debating the Dyson or looking into it, or you've got one and you're unsure on how to use it and things like that. But any other questions, then please let me know down below, and I'm happy to help in any way that I can. And I will see you guys in the next video. If there's any hairstyles that you want to see over here, then let me know. But I do also upload regular reels and TikTok styling my hair, lots of different ways. So if you have a GHD curler at home or hair straighteners and you want to know how to do beachy waves with that, then I've got loads of tutorials over on my reels on Instagram and TikTok as well, so I'll leave a few of those down below just in case. But yeah, this is just the bouncy kind of blowout look that I am loving at the moment, and it's one of my favourite ways to style my hair because I'm just all for this like volume. But anyway, I hope you guys are well, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your week whenever you're watching this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Lots of love. Mwah. Bye.